Hello everyone and welcome back. So are you thinking about starting your investment club already? Well, don't be in a hurry because I'm going to be sharing with you the 4 types of investment club which you can consider, right? And this is something that is part of my proprietary framework in my book, right? And it came from me, experimenting and just seeing that beyond the traditional way of thinking about investment clubs, which was really about investing in the stock market, there are and there could be more variety and diverse options on the options you have for investment clubs. So this week we're going to be discussing the 4 key options you should consider if you're thinking about what type of investment clubs to get started with your friends or maybe strangers, right? Anybody. So the very first model is the traditional model, financial model, right? It is simple, it is base, it is as simple as it comes. And basically this is, like I said, the traditional option where you consolidate funds and you really just want to invest in multiple asset options, right? You might decide that, let's just pull funds together and just keep growing our portfolio together. So it's an entity, we are pulling funds on a regular basis, making contributions as members on a regular basis. And, whenever an investment opportunity comes, you consider it, you have a constitution that defines your investment objective, that defines your investment philosophy and how you make investment decisions, right? That's very key. If you don't have that, please get a copy of my book to find out how to create your clear investment objective and philosophy and strategy as a group, right? So that would, to a large extent, determine how you make investment decisions in the club. So it is simple, it is financial. Now, within the financial model, I have worked with different groups or investment clubs since setting up what I would define as project-based investment clubs or term-based investment clubs. Now, so there are project-based investment clubs that are also term-based. So it could be just project-based, it could be term-based, and it could be project-based and term-based, right? So what I mean by project-based is simply you saying that, there is this project that we want to do together, and you find that a lot with real estate. There's this project that we want to, invest in, and our goal is to consolidate this amount of money, well-defined amount of money over this period of time, right? So, you can just define that simply as, we want to invest in this real estate project over 2 years. So that is project-based and that is term-based. It's very clear. Now, when you're considering a project-based investment club, you have to be very clear that, okay, well, this is the only asset or this is the industry we're considering investing in. Once we are done with this project, we are done with the investment club. We're not doing anything else. We simply just share the profits and we're done, right? So that's the one thing to consider. But now when it's term-based, you might define it over a period of time and say, let's do this for 5 years. Let's just consider multiple investment options over a period of 5 years. At the end of 5 years, we will just round up and decide that, we're done and that's it. Now when you're considering a term-based investment club, it's important to note that not every investment that you invest in will be something or an investment you can liquidate very easily at the end of a fixed period. So if you're considering a term-based investment club, make sure you're considering investment options as, is this going to be something we can liquidate in 5 years? Is this something we can sell off in 5 years? So at the end of that defined period, we can simply say, guys, we're liquidating this, we're sharing profits, and it's all well and good, right? So, those are key things to consider with a financial model, right? And key things to also note that in a financial model, members contribute financially, right? Every single member is contributing to the common purse of the investment club. That's how it works in a financial model. And then the second thing to note is you make decisions together, right? Now, you could have defined your investment strategy, investment philosophy in your constitution as a club, or you should have. Now, if that is defined, when you sit together, say you have your monthly meetings to discuss investment decisions, you can decide and say that we're considering this investment option. Do you think we should invest in this option? Now, you should always refer back to your constitution, which should state your investment strategy. Now, in your investment strategy, did you define that we will consider investing in this type of assets and our minimum hurdle rate, which is typically the minimum ROI you want to earn, is this amount of money. So for instance, say you want to invest in a commercial paper, a money market security, and you say, okay, we will consider investing in this money market security, but our hurdle rate is 15%, or our hurdle rate is 18%, right? That means anything below 18% we will not consider. Now, all of that should be defined. So as you make decisions together, it's easier. You're not arguing, oh, we should try this. Somebody brings this, like, no, from the very beginning, we defined that this is how we will make investment decisions. This is how we consider the assets to invest in. So this investment option does not meet the criteria we have defined, right? So that's typically what happens in a financial model, right? And then remember, you can also have a project-based financial club, financial investment club, or a term-based financial investment club, right? Now, the second model is what I have defined as a community model, right? Now, my very first investment club that I started with 4 other friends, 5 of us, was a financial model, right? And with that, we were just, investing in multiple investment options as it came on, as we considered that. And eventually we did end it. It was term-based. We didn't start it off as wanting it to be term-based, but we all just started to flow into different areas of our lives. Some people relocated to other countries. Some people got married, and then goals evolved and we decided that it was time to end it, right? But now, in retrospect, I realized that we could have defined it as a 5-year term-based period, and at the end of 5 years, we could have liquidated. That would have been a lot tidier. So you're really learning from all of my lessons. Now, let's come back to the second model. With a community model, which is what I started the Green Investment Club as, it was me just trying to experiment and say, beyond the financial model where everybody's contributing, everybody's making investment decisions together, if I have a bigger investment club with, say, 1,000 members, we will not be able to all contribute the same amount of money, and we will not all be able to make decisions together. I mean, 1,000 people trying to make investment decisions together, that is crazy, right? So with that led me to creating the community model for investment clubs. Now, that model is strictly as you choose to define it, because within a community model, you can have a financial community investment club or a non-financial community investment club. What does that mean? With a community model, you can decide that, when investment options come, we would share with the members of the community. And if they all want to, those that are interested will invest in this opportunity when it comes up, right? So that's what makes it financial. When it's non-financial, you're simply saying, we're just a community to learn from each other, network, share our stories, hold ourselves accountable on our journey. You say, this is my goal. When I achieve the goal, I come, We learn together, we organize webinars, we organize conferences, and that's all well and good. You find a lot of school alumni groups that are like that. You find people that, maybe MBA classmates that are like that. You have groups like that. We're just community. We share options when they come. We all learn together. And it's all well and good. That's kind of like non-financial. Now, within that community, you can break out a core financial investment club, or you can share options and say, guys, is anybody considering this? Let me know. Like, all of those things are open to your terms and conditions, of course, and whatever disclaimers the group has. So that is really what a community model is. It's simply saying that, in this community, there are a lot of people, and we probably know each other from maybe going to school together or doing a course together, or, different courses of life, right? I'm sure you all know, most of us have many WhatsApp groups that we belong to from just different aspects of our lives: school, secondary school, university, college, so many WhatsApp groups. But right, so within those models, you can decide that we can have sub-financial groups, or we can have keep it strictly non-financial. But basically know that in that community model, you can't all contribute financially together. It's just going to be just too much work. And you probably all cannot make decisions together. Or probably you cannot all make decisions together because it's just going to be tough. So I have the Green Investment Club, which I started a couple of years ago, and that has 2,000 members today, and a lot of lessons from that club that I will share in an upcoming video, right? So two core models. Now, the third model is a business model. This is simply saying that we're starting an investment club to invest in a business, right? It's a very clear business. We want to run this business. Now, in my experience, the people that I have seen start this kind of investment club have struggled. One, because they all had 9-to-5 jobs and they just couldn't run the business as excellently and as successfully as they wanted it to. Even when they hired people, it was tough, right? So be very, very, very clear if you're considering a business model. Is this something we can do while working 9-to-5, or are we all going to be involved in the business? And do we all want to be involved in the business, right? And that's what a business model is. The final model is what I have called a hybrid model, because some of you just want to have a buffet. You want to have a piece of everything. You want to have financial, you want to have community, you want to have business. Some people even add the ajo side of things, right? And I'll share with you one of the investment clubs that I work with. They started as an ajo. If you're not familiar with what an ajo is, it's simply a savings group. People come together, they save together, and then one person takes in 1 month, one person takes in another month. Now, we all know that that's not the ideal thing to do, right? Because you're losing money. I mean, I'll probably do a video on that, but there's so many things that point to you not just simply doing a savings group. Because what's the point? There are even so many apps that can help you save these days. But what they did was they started to save money together. And before each person collects, you know how an agile group works, maybe there are 10 people over a period of 10 months. One person collects the consolidated funds in the first month. They take a percentage of that savings and they invest it in an investment opportunity, right? And that's how they evolved into an investment club. So in their own way, they kind of went from being a savings group to become an investment club, because eventually everybody had investments and then they became a clear, solid investment club. It was also a simpler pathway to go from savings to becoming a full-fledged investment club, right? And then I've seen hybrid groups where they have the financial aspect and then they have the community aspect as well, where not everybody's invested in all the options, right? So that's the final model, right? So when you're considering starting an investment club, consider all of these options and think about which one works best for your objective and, you know, your overall group investment objective, because it's not just about you as an individual now, it's about the group. Have open discussions about this and, you know, make a decision that works for every one of you. And if you'd like to learn more about how to manage your club, of course, don't forget, get a copy of this book. See you in the next video.